Americans share their most bizarre culture shocks in the USA.
This one comes from Germany. I saw a woman put sugar in her Coke at IHOP for breakfast. I've been told that's gross, even for other Americans.
Yeah, I don't think that's typical. Even in America, I don't think that's typical.
No, that is gross.
But what I will say is I do feel like I have to be more aware of my sugar intake out here because it is in everything, and it is in everything in great quantities. Even bread and things like that, you can taste it. Bread is sweet.
Hasn't bread got the weirdest taste over here?
Yeah.
It is actually sweet. I would say also that there's so much salt in everything because we crave salt, and I think it's so that we go back craving for more.
Absolutely. I mean, sugar and salt are incredibly addictive, aren't they?
They are addictive.
So it makes you keep buying their foods, which makes sense for them. But it's just something to be aware of, I think.
So there is a bit of a thumbs down. Sorry to start on such a down note.
This isn't going to be entirely about us ripping into the USA.
No, stay tuned.
This one comes from the Czech Republic. On the first day of our US road trip, we stopped for lunch at a roadside restaurant south of San Francisco. When we tried to pay, the waiter told us that another customer that had just left paid for our meals and wished us a nice trip.
That is just so kind and generous to an absolute strangers.
Yeah, I will say Americans in general are incredibly generous, kind people.
Absolutely.
I found that too. The number of times we've been through a drive-through, a Starbucks or something like that and been told that the car in front has paid for our drinks.
Really?
I think there's just a kindness to outsiders, a kindness to people visiting, an appreciation that you've come and you've made the effort to take a look at the country, and I think that's just valued.
The next one comes from the UK. The cheerful, smiling faces on a medication TV ad while the voiceover mentioned that death is a possible side effect.
This is so true, and it was such a shock for me when I first came here. I couldn't believe, first of all, that there were adverts on TV telling you what you should suggest to your doctor that you have. When surely it should be the other way around. But also the way that they read out all the side effects, most of them are terrible, with these montages of people living their best lives.
And they go on and on and on.
Yeah.
They are so long, and it's so depressing.
I found a couple of quotes. This one says, a majority of Americans think prescription drugs shouldn't be advertised on TV, according to a 2016 poll. That's interesting, isn't it? Because I would have thought, like, you wouldn't notice them almost because they're just like a normal part of advertising.
Next time you see a TV commercial for a prescription drug, remind yourself that you know nothing about medical treatment and that everybody who made the commercial has a financial interest in your future behaviour.
That's kind of depressing and scary.
So true though, the drug companies are so rich and powerful over here. Listen carefully to all those contraindications.
This one comes from Ireland. Indoors feels colder than being naked in the winter.
Oh my goodness, never a truer word was spoken.
Yeah, that is so true, and it was such a horrible culture shock for me. I arrived in Arizona with a suitcase full of shorts and little t-shirts appropriate for the outdoor temperature, and then realised I had to borrow half of Mum's wardrobe just so I could go inside anywhere.
You have to layer up. When you go into a shopping mall or a restaurant, you have to add those layers, socks, thermal underwear, and then when you go outside you have to take it all off because it's so hot. It's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit sometimes.
Yeah.
And the contrast is amazing. I hate that nasty draft.
I always seem to get a table like underneath the aircon in a restaurant. This one comes from France. I was going to count the number of American flags I saw on my 2 weeks in Florida. I gave up on the ride from Miami Airport to South Beach.
I think it's wonderful that Americans are so patriotic and love flying the flag. I think it's great that they have such pride in their country. I think us Brits are kind of expected to play it down a bit, and to be more inclusive, which we should always be. But I have to say, I really noticed it when we hosted the Olympic Games in 2012, that everyone was flying the flag, and it was such a wonderful atmosphere and done in the best of spirits.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something to do with America being a country of immigrants. So when people came here, there were people from all different countries, all different languages, all different cultures. And so the flag symbolized a unity between those people, whereas many other countries had the same language, the same background, the same culture as they were formed. So maybe the flags weren't quite as important.
I think also the flag symbolizes freedom and those who have fought to preserve that freedom.
Let us know in the comment section below what your biggest culture shocks were when you went to another country.
And also let us know in the comment section if there's anything we have said that you disagree with. I'm sure there is.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share this video, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!